Penguin Random House Audio presents Turning to Birds, The Power and Beauty of Noticing. This is the author, Lili Taylor. For Mom. 1. Introduction. In the beginning. We all know what a bird is. They live in our yards, in our cities, on our seas. They exist on every single continent. They are the subject of children's books and books for grown-ups. They are depicted in visual art, in television documentaries, in movies. They have been around for more than 145 million years. One of the earliest cave paintings was of a bird. We use them as symbols and metaphors. We even eat them. But most people don't really know birds, or rather, they aren't aware of them. I used to be one of those people. I knew birds existed. I thought about them, maybe even more than the average person, but I didn't know them. There's a term in the birding world for the bird who brings one into the world of birding. That term is spark bird, and I don't have one. I wish I did. I get asked the question all the time, and it's one of those answers that could be perfect for an interview, clean, concise, and easy. But my memory dims when I try to recall which bird first opened my heart and mind to all birds. Class Aves, phylum Chordata, belonging to the kingdom Animalia, categorized under Reptilia, but because their blood is warm, they are not reptiles. Birds are technically flying dinosaurs, and I love them. I started to sense birds in a deeper way about 15 years ago, when I took an emotional sabbatical from my work as an actor. I'd been going from project to project without a break and felt depleted, so I retreated to my house in upstate New York, about 2 hours from New York City. The house sits on 100 acres of working farmland. When I bought the property, I signed an agricultural conservation easement with Scenic Hudson, the environmental organization dedicated to safeguarding the Hudson Valley's landscapes, including the region's farmland. It's a way of ensuring that farmland will be kept open and available for agricultural use. There are several agricultural easements in the surrounding area, with a local farmer, Kenny Migliorelli, farming on most of them. I've become friends with Kenny and learned how stressful it is to be a farmer. There is so little in his control, and it changes day to day. Small farmers are probably closer than most people to the very essence of life. During the time of my sabbatical, Kenny was letting the fields go fallow, meaning he wasn't cultivating a crop, but instead putting in plants that would restore the soil. For the first time since I'd bought the home, there were no big crop tending or harvesting machines or trucks coming through the property. And there, in the stillness, I started to hear birds. It was as if I'd switched my audio input from one dimension to Dolby Stereo. Birds' sounds began to differentiate themselves from one another. They were no longer generic tweets or chirps, but specific sounds with meaning. There were things going on out in the yard, stories, drama, mating, fighting, death. During that time of personal quiet, I entered a world of sound outside myself, and I've never left. Now, it's not that my hearing is better than it was. It's that my perception of the world is wider and deeper. This new awareness of the sounds of birds drew me into a parallel universe, one of constant change and movement, full of life and the will to survive. Wherever I am, whenever I listen, I can tap into that profound energy of survival and draw power from it. Tapping into that power was what gave me the oomph I needed to return to the city from my sabbatical. As I settled back into my life in Brooklyn, I knew that what I'd found on the farm, I could find anywhere. It was simply up to me to seek it out. During the early days of COVID, when everything stopped, I was reminded of that period of...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?